where's group 6?
Can I go, Tracy?
What do you mean, can you go?
Because we are 21 or 23 in the class, so I think I'll go alone. Is it okay?
Sorry, well, you are 23 or 24? What do you mean?
The person in class, so I prefer go alone. Is it okay?
So where was your group? I assigned every student into the group.
Oh, okay. I think I was disconnected before.
Oh. So luckily you disconnected and you didn't get back to online straight away?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we do have another activity to do in this class, so make sure everyone is. When you're doing your activity, I have already marked everybody's attendance while you are online. Okay, for the student, if you didn't join the group, if you didn't get involved into the activities, I haven't marked yours. I'll give another opportunities when we do second activities. Then I will finalize the attendance.
All right.
So room 6, we need to be a bit quicker. Room 6.
Yeah, that would be me and Reda.
All right, cool.
I'm from China and Reda is Indonesian, so we did Aboriginal culture.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I'm gonna go customs and practices all the way to the language they speak.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Aboriginal cultures customs are strongly connected to the land, the family, and their mobs, which is their tribes. And their traditional culture beliefs are passed down by dancing, stories, storylines, and art. And each mob or family has their own spiritual art or their spiritual animal. And it's kind of a fun fact that they will wear their family tree shirts. And the language they speak mostly would be English, and they have several hundreds of Aboriginal languages, but many of them are already disappeared. They're no longer spoken. The most commonly used nowadays will be English and Aboriginal English. Oh, and there's one more, Creole. That too is Aboriginal language. And their religions, this is based on Wiki. 51% of them are secular, means they don't really have any religions, and 41% of them are Christian, and only 1% of them they have traditional religions. Yeah, and now I'm gonna pass this on to Reda.
Yeah, Reda. Thank you, Yong.
Yeah, thank you, Young. So I will explain briefly about traditional festivals and etiquette. So Aboriginal people believe on their values is sharing and community. So basically, they will put the decisions on the group. Community needs come before the individual needs. So the kinship is really strong to each other. So they believe that they need to always discuss everything with their family, with their community, and the kinship kind of things. And also about the traditional festivals, because they like dancing, so they have like a ceremonial with a dance while they'll tell the story through the dancing, and they also singing, play the traditional music, and also they have some of National Day of remembering the Aboriginal culture, which is that I found is a National Sorry Day. It's every May 26th to remember the stolen generations of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander. And then they have also remembering their hero for their land. It's Eddie Mabo. It's every third June. So yeah, that's
excellent. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reda and Yong. Excellent. I think you have already covered some parts of mine because Aboriginal culture is the next part we're going to discuss. But thank you for sharing with us and also helping others to start getting to know some of the Aboriginals' customs and their traditional celebration and festival. Excellence. Room 7. Room 7.
Yes, me and Leo.
Thank you. Yes.
Actually, we misunderstood, so we were
Oh.
talking about each other's
Culture.
country's culture. Yeah, so
Oh.
we
I-
looked it up.
Onto the chat box. I've written on the chat box and explained to you guys that you need to look for or doing the research for different culture.
Yeah, so after that we tried to look up another country about Japan.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so I'm
Have
gonna
you
go
found
for
anything
it.
about Japan?
Sorry?
Have you found anything about Japan's, about their customs or traditions or anything?
Yeah, so for their custom, Japanese people value punctuality and waiting in line. So being on time and orderly is considered very important in their life. So for about religion, they have two religions, Shinto and Buddhism, and that are their main religions. Shinto is a traditional Japanese religion focused on nature, and yeah, and Buddhist.
Keep going.
Oh. And they use Japanese, their official language. And according to research, it used three writing system: hiragana for native words, and katakana for foreigner word, and kanji. Yeah. And
Good.
another one, I'm gonna pass to Raul.
Cool.
Okay, thank you, Yuni. So, my turn are really religion, right?
Yep. I think
So,
he's already mentioned religions. That
I mean etiquette.
Yeah.
So in the Japan, we have a bowing is a common greeting and gesture for respect, and they also remove the shoes before entering homes, temples, and some of restaurants or traditional inns. They also give a silence and attentiveness are valued in social settings. And the traditional celebrations are Hanami. Hanami is picnics under blooming sakura trees.
Okay.
And Obon festival to honor ancestors.
What is that?
Dance.
Sorry?
Honor to ancestors.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, with dance and lantern festival. And also they have Tanabata, Star Festival with wishing decoration, like that.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
I think it's all.
That's all? All right.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you so much for group 8. Is it this group 8?
We were seven.
I don't know.
Sorry. 7. Yeah, group 7. Yeah, room 7. Thank you so much for both of you. Group 8?
Yeah, it's me and Audrey.
Okay, thank you, Rem and Audrey.
Is she here? Yeah.
She's here? Yeah.
Alright, so do you want to explain first, or do you want me to explain first?
You can do first, cause we did two cultures, Korean and Australia.
Alright, how about we discuss about Australia's?
Yeah. Please go first.
Alright, so we go with Australia. Okay. So I think I'm gonna explain half, and then like Audrey gonna explain the other half.
Okay.
So what we found that I'm trying to take over the custom and practice first. Based on the research and my experience from the past 2 years, like Australians, they really value friendship, loyalty, and like calling each other mateship, really helping each other a lot, and they really see everyone equal, regardless the social status background or like hierarchy on the job. So they don't really call like a sir, madam. They don't like it, so they just usually call by names.
Yep.
And like Australia also acknowledge the Aboriginal and the Torres Strait Islander people as the first custodian of the land, and most of them, which highly like to go outdoors activity like barbecuing, hiking, surfing, fishing, and etc. And they also, like, I think some of the people already mentioned that the Australian really prefer work-life balance because they can enjoy leisure, sport, and time outdoors while also maintaining a good work. For the religion, personally, I assume, I mean, based on research, but like it's free to worship and believe. Like it's because it's like technically a lot of immigrant people coming here. So religion comes from Christianity, Catholic, Muslim, atheists, like etc. It's a combination of every religions.
Yeah.
And last thing that I'm gonna explain is the language is basically in English as the official language, but like Australian use a lot of slang word is in their English. And then they also have indigenous language, which is the Aboriginal and the Torres Strait Islander language, like more than 100 language based on this explanation. Yeah, and then the rest will be by Audrey. Thank you, Audrey.
Thank you, Ren. Audrey, your turn. Audrey, your turn.
Oh, I missed myself the whole time. Sorry.
That's alright.
So sorry.
Yeah, you can start. Audrey, we can't hear you again.
I did unmute myself.
That's alright. You can start now.
Sorry. So traditional festival and holidays. Every state in Australia has different days of holidays. Not much of a national holiday, but for national holiday, I mean, the most unique thing to Australia is that they celebrate Anzac Day and Australia Day.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the two most important. And then just based on the area that you stay, your region, they will have different holidays and festivals, and they have a lot. Like South Australia, they call themselves the festival state. And then we have the etiquette. For Australia etiquette, not really. When I think of etiquette, it's more like a table manner. But Australia doesn't like that. I can find the most distinctive is the bare feet anywhere. Like the further you go into the desert or regional areas, you see people walking barefoot. And they respect the indigenous culture, especially for the white Australians that I've met. They always talk about the Aboriginal and Torres Islander people. It's like we respect their culture. They were here before us, and even though like some of them we regard to the Aboriginal as like people that lives on social funding and they doesn't do any work, but the white Australians that I work with and hang out with, they're like, you need to respect them because this is their lane. They have their own culture, so be respectful. And they have a good humor and sarcasm, friendly at the same time. And their dress code is casual for everything, even the wedding.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I think that closes up most of the things that we find during our stay in Australia.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Audrey, and also Ren.
Thank you.
Thanks. The last two, room 9.
Yep, it's me and Janice.
Yep, you can start.
So we did the research for
Vincent, we can't hear you.
add up some things that they mentioned. Is it okay?
What was that? Sorry, I didn't.
Hello?
Yes. So which culture backgrounds?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
So we did a research. Japan is.
Japan as well?
I know the previous group has done it, but we're just gonna add up some that they haven't mentioned.
Okay,
We're gonna
no
add up
problem.
some they haven't mentioned.
Sure. Yeah,
Sure?
go ahead. Yeah.
Alright, so from the first one, customs and practice. So Japanese people, they are really important on the respect, harmony, and community. So the previous group has mentioned some of it, but we're gonna just add like they really respect for the cleanliness. They really feel it about that. So some people even like carry small towels for personal use, or some of them take part in the cleaning school and community area. So they keep their area clean. So that's one of them.
Cool.
And the religion, I will let Janice to explain the religion because previous group has mentioned about it, but we still gonna add up some information for that.
Excellent.
Alright?
Yep.
Wait, is Janice?
Okay, I do the religion. So previous group has mentioned about the religion, but we just add a bit information about it. Many Japanese people follow both religion. So for example, they may celebrate Shinto rituals for birth and weddings, and Buddhist ceremony for funerals.
Yep.
And then language, politeness level is in speech are very important. So how you speak tells depend on the person age and social position. English is taught in school, but Japanese is spoken is in most daily life situation. And the rest will be on Vincent. Thank you.
And for the fourth one is etiquette. If you guys will watch a lot of movies from Japan, or if you guys have been to Japan, maybe you guys will heard like they would say like before they eating they're gonna start saying itadakimasu. So that's the etiquette before start like appreciate that they receive the food. And when they finish they said something else as well like gochiso samba deshita after they finishing the meal to show gratitude they had the meal. And another one as well, they wouldn't talk loudly in the public, like even on the train, public transport, because it's gonna be considered as rude. And when they're receiving or giving something, it is polite to use both hands instead of just taking or giving it with one hand. So they have to receive it with both hands. And then respect for elders is really high valued in Japan as well. That's one of the etiquette as well.
Yeah.
And the last one, traditional celebrations. I don't think the previous group has mentioned all of it, so the traditional celebration is done for us. I think that's it for our group. Just for me and Janice. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you so much, Felicia and Vincent. Well done. So you add up extra information for us regarding Japan. All right, perfect. Last group, group 10. Group 10. Where is group 10? Do we have anyone we miss? Group 10. Do we miss anybody? How about Lily? Janice? No? Okay, alrighty. So thank you so much for those who have contribution and also done an excellent research regarding different cultural backgrounds. I think that would be activities for you to keep doing it in the future as well when you start working. But I'd be surprised none of the students you actually doing any research regarding European cultural background. You can imagine actually a lot of our elderly people we may going to support with, they may have some European culture. For example, they may from Great Britain or like Irish or Scottish or Greek or Italy, right? A lot of now elderly people living in Australia, they do have those cultural background, but I mean, in the future, that could be a further research you guys can do, especially when you have any new clients and you need to get to know them. It is good to start doing the research like this. Yeah, that is helping you guys to getting to know more about your client's cultural background. Okay. So thank you so much. Let's we move to the following topics, which is I think can't remember which groups. Yong, is it Yong's? Your groups have explained a little bit about Aboriginal culture. That is also what we would like to spend our time in the last final hours. So here this PowerPoint slide is showing you that. So when we talk about Aboriginal and also Torres Strait Islander, we describe them as the Australia's first peoples, right? So they also definitely have their diverse culture. They do have their languages and traditions, which is one of the group has briefly explained to us. And also the indigenous. So there's a term called indigenous. So it is a broad government's term to use nationally for the programs and services, but also Aboriginal usually refer to the mainland groups specifically, right? So probably those three terms would be a bit confusing. We don't know which one it is. So he is explaining to you. So Aboriginal and the Torres Strait Islander, they are the first people in Australia, but in the government's terms or in most of the national program and services, we call it as Indigenous. All right. In this slide, it's also showing you the two flags regarding Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander. On the left-hand side, that is for the Aboriginal flags. So my understanding.
Sorry, Tracy, our slides are not moving, or is it just mine?
Your slide's not moving. Okay, let me see. How about others? Do you see the slides with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture?
No, Tracy, it's not moving.
No, Tracy, not moving.
My apologies. Let me try to share again. How about now? Hopefully it works.
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay, perfect. So you can see that there are two flags. So on the left-hand side, that with black, yellow, and red. So actually, black is represents the sky. Okay. Oh no, sorry, upside down. And also that's in the middle. That is the sun, right? And the black is the land, and also red is the no. Mix up, sorry. So the black is about the sky, the red is the land, and also in the middle, the yellow is the moon. Right? They do have really the moon, the sun. They do have their specific cultural backgrounds. One is really specific in their culture. It is kinship. I think the group in earlier they have mentioned about kinship. Anyone actually know what is kinship means in Aboriginal culture? How about the group? They just done a little bit research regarding Aboriginal culture. What is actually kinship means in Aboriginal culture? Did you find out anything from your research, or anyone knows about kinship? Have you ever heard about kinship? No? Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna explain to you in a minute. But I think Yong in her groups, they have mentioned in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture, they do have their specific languages, right? And actually, previously they do have more than hundreds languages, but due to like the recent generation, they probably has less speaking in their own languages, and a lot of languages have been disappeared, like they no longer appear and they are not talking those languages anymore. So the following video is actually explaining to you what are Aboriginal and also the Torres Strait Islander in this video. One second, I'm trying to play.
Who are Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders?
I'm a proud Waka Waka and South Sea Islander man.
I'm a proud Torres Strait Islander woman. I'm a Mamu man from Innisfail, North Queensland.
I am a Gurumpa woman from North Stradbroke Island and Yagara country of Brisbane.
I'm a Camilla and Darug man.
I'm Mamu from Innisfail, North Queensland, with my mother being Mamu and my father being Gurang Gurang.
Whether we identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, we're all different. We come from different nations, different language groups, customs, laws and stories. But what we do share is a strong culture that's been around for tens of thousands of years. In fact, originally, there were about 250 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander oral languages. Today, just 145 remain, with only half of these actively spoken and 110 of these languages listed as critically endangered. Since colonisation, Aboriginal languages and English have inevitably crossed over. Aboriginal English is spoken right across the country now, which is basically regional Aboriginal words mixed with English words. It also gives different meaning to some English words like deadly, which means great or awesome for us. Much has changed for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders since colonisation in Australia. Dramatic population declines coincided with the arrival of Europeans, and this continued well into the 20th century. In 2019, 3.3% of Australians identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander. It's a common myth that most Aboriginal people live in the outback. The opposite is true, with almost 2/3 of Aboriginal people living in Australia's eastern states, with Sydney being home to our largest Indigenous population. As Indigenous peoples, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders are mentioned a lot together and share similar cultural traits, but we're both distinct from each other in many ways too. Originating from a group of about 274 small islands between Papua New Guinea and Cape York, Torres Strait Islanders speak Meriam Mer, Kalaalleq, and Torres Strait Creole languages. Out of all Australians who identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, we make up about 6%.
So, as you can see,
we're all different,
but we have a lot in common too. If we keep our languages,
Build upon our traditions,
and share our stories.
our culture will continue to grow strong
in a modern Australia.
Okay, so this video is showing you that some of the statistics as well, and sharing you like the languages, how many languages they have, and the percentage of Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islanders living in Australia, etc. So you can see we do have really need to respect the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures. And here is showing you some of the current issues that the Aboriginal people or the Torres Strait Islander people they're facing. I think the first common issues it will be the health issue. So the Aboriginal and also Torres Strait Islander people they experience a really high burdens of disease and poor health outcomes. As we have like in the video, it shows that even though we do have a lot of large amount of Aboriginal people they're living in the coast sites, like in Sydney, but we do still have large amounts of large numbers of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. They're living in the really rural area, which is hard for them to get into the healthcare, right? So that's why they do have poor health outcomes. And also it would be difficult for them to access to healthcare, education, and housing and employment to contribute for ongoing health inequity as well. Like and also racism and discrimination. It happens like really quite often that can lead to depression, substance misuse, and also even suicide. Yeah, so we want more people to actually understanding Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture, so we can provide more support to them as well. And the other common issue that they are facing is education issues. Like here is showing you poverty and really poor infrastructure. It reduces education access, especially in the countryside and also the rural area, because they have, for example, they have less schools, they have less people understanding Aboriginal culture, that's supporting for a lot of Aboriginal kids and Torres Strait Islander children that to access to education. And also a lot of remote and rural area, they're facing underfunding, and limited resources for education as well. And a lot of Western schooling can disconnect from the community life. Probably in the school, only a few Aboriginal kids that in the school. So the Western style of what we are teaching, they are disconnecting our kids with Aboriginal people, so they're not having really much strong connections with in the community life. Yeah, so those are the first two. And definitely they do have facing some economic issues as well. A lot of Aboriginal people or Torres Strait Islander, they are unemployed. They do have a high unemployment rate. So unemployment is about 3 times higher than the average. And definitely because of they have limited access to education and training, so it makes them much harder to look for a job or access to opportunity for jobs. And if they do not have stable incomes, then that will definitely contribute to poverty, right? And that is some of the really common issues the Aboriginal people they are facing. But luckily, the governments, they are putting a lot of different programs and services to support Aboriginal people and also the Torres Strait Islander for education, especially for kids. And they're looking for more Aboriginal people or Torres Strait Islander. They know their own culture, so they can contribute more into their kids, etc. in the school. Right, and also earlier we have mentioned about kinship. So kinship is a really specific and also important Indigenous culture. So this video is going to briefly explain to you about kinships. For example, I had one colleague. She is Aboriginal, and she has mentioned to us, like, for one day she came to me and say that she needs to take a leave because of her auntie. Auntie is really unwell, and she requires some support from her. Then the other day, she mentioned to me her auntie actually passed away, so she needs to take a leave, and she requests to take I think a month to up to 2 months leave due to her auntie's pass away. So. And end up we realized that actually the auntie is not a real auntie. Okay, they do not have any blood relationships, so it's not her auntie. But due to kinship, that they in Aboriginal culture they can have so many brothers and sisters. They can have many uncles and auntie, even though they do not have a direct blood relationship, but they will still call them as auntie and uncle, and they do responsible to support them as well. All right, so we have a look this video and explaining to you about kinship in Aboriginal culture.
The kinship system for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples is significantly different to how most Australians view their own families and their relationships to each other. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander kinship is more than a social hierarchy. It goes back to belonging and connection to the land. It's this connection to country that defines identity and brings families together. Under this system, you can have many mothers, fathers, uncles, aunties, brothers and sisters who are not related by blood, region or language group. So for example, the traditionally Western idea of an auntie and uncle would actually be considered your mother and father, and their kids would actually be considered your brothers and sisters, not your cousins. This complexity of kinship is more than just titles. It can influence social protocols, how people care for children, business, and even how the wealth is shared. So next time you visit an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander family, you can begin to understand why there can be so many mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles, brothers and sisters all together.
Okay, yeah, so this video is explaining to you that is why kinship is so important in indigenous culture, is even though they do not have related to bloods, but they will still treating them each other as mother and father, brother and sister, right? So that is one specifics we need to know about kinships. Now we quickly need to do our final activities. We all know that in Aboriginal culture they do have some specific cultural customs, which is Yong and her partner has mentioned it earlier. So I do listed 4 specific customs that I would like you guys to do a bit more research. So this time I will not going to divide it that many rooms. I probably will get 5 people in one group. So 5 of them, you do need to do a proper research regarding dreaming, men's and women's business, smoking ceremony, and also story business. Have any of you heard those Aboriginal cultural customs before? No idea.
No.
Good. So that is the time for you to do some research. So let me quickly assign the room for 5 people in one room. Give me 1 second. Okay. Why it's not listening now? Okay, so I'm going to break the rooms again. I'll put 5 people in one room. Hang on. So in room 1, can I still have Corvina and Christians and Erlene and Steve? Let me put them in room 1 again. Erlene and Steve. And I put Dawn Bell. Okay, move to room 1. So can you please, room 1, to do dreaming? Dreaming. Okay?
Yep.
Perfect. You
Okay.
get that now. So room 2. Oh no, there's no one in room 2 now. So in room 2, can I have Elsa, Hardy, Lily, and Mayadi? Okay, let me move them into room 2. Oh, you guys can stay in room 2. Elsa, Hardy, Lily, and Mayadi to room 2. So for room 2, can you please do men's and women's business? All right. And then Sonia, I'll move you to room 3. And Reta to room 3. And Yon, room 3, and Uni. Room 3, can you please do smoking ceremony?
Okay, Tracy.
All right. And then the last, Audrey, you'll be in room 4. Ram, room 4. And did I miss anyone else?
Miss David.
Leo, where's your name? Where's Leo? Let me find
I'm here.
Leo and Felicia. Okay, can I put Leo and Felicia to room 4? So you guys can join room 4. Hang on. Why I can't move? Oh. No. Why I can't get them? Anyone is on the side? Yet Leo, I found Leo. Move to room 4. Felicia to room 4. Okay, so room 4 is for sorry business. Last one, sorry business. Okay, so this one I won't give you too long, only maximum 5 to 6 minutes, because you've got more people in one group, so you can locate it or find out a bit more information regarding their own specific cultural customs. So I remind again, room 1 is doing dreaming, room 2 is men's and women's business, room 3 is smoking ceremony, and room 4 for sorry business.
What about the third?
Oh, did I miss anyone?
Yeah, it's me, David.
Okay.
Yeah, and me too, Mariadi. Oh, okay. Join. Yeah, I found it. I just got the invitation now.
Hello. Hello. So, everyone have the answer yet? Researching now. I will do copy and paste on the chat about my answer. Okay.